as they may present cybersecurity risks for employees and the administration. This is ABC News.
Without the ones like you, who work tirelessly to keep things running, everything would suddenly stop. Hospitals, factories, schools, and power plants, they all depend on you. No matter the weather, emergency, or time of day, you're the ones who get it done. At Grainger, we're here for you with professional-grade industrial supplies. Count on real-time product availability and fast delivery. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
More live and local programming than anyone else in the...
I'm Kate Burdett on the Ohio News Network. A 5-year-old Cleveland girl who died last week was starving and had several injuries, according to a report from the Cuyahoga County Division of Children and Family Services. Lena Lai of ONN affiliate WKYC-TV has more.
A small vigil was held for the 5-year-old girl who died last week amid allegations of child abuse and neglect. Cameron Riley died after being driven to Rainbow Babies and Children's Hospital from her home on Wednesday. According to documents, that home was in, quote, deplorable and unsanitary conditions. No charges have been filed yet.
I'm Lena Lai. Some Ohio State University students in Columbus were rattled last week by a man who now faces charges. Clay Gordon with ONN.
Answers.
follow your dreams. Yeah. Want to get a mansion, a jacuzzi.
All right, welcome into the Pine Room Podcast on the Watchdog on a Monday afternoon. We're in our regular time slot. This seems like a regular week, which is kind of weird. We had an incredibly busy week last week with the Elite Eight in Evansville and all the work that EJ did on the shows throughout the week. It was quite busy, but I think quite rewarding. I think the viewers or listeners, if they watched our YouTube, I guess they were viewers, the listeners really liked it. I think we had a lot of great guests on, so that was really fun to be a part of it. Matt here with Jarrett, Coach, and Jub. As usual, Chris back to work today, unfortunately, as the fun ends. Hope everybody enjoyed our Live from Evansville pregame show on Saturday afternoon leading up to the Hilltoppers and the Sharks. West Liberty Falls a little short, 111-101, and an incredibly entertaining game. Had a little bit of everything. We're going to talk about that today. We're going to talk about March Madness winding down now. We got lots of stuff going on this week. Baseball begins. Jarrett's pretty pumped up. We got Wheeling Park Baseball, our own Luke Doyle, taking the mound here later in the week, which is really cool. Women's Elite Eight, they'll be down to Final Four here tonight. Got XFL tonight. NIT tomorrow. I know Jub's excited about all of this right now. So.
Oh, yeah.
Anyway, WrestleMania this weekend. We got a lot to talk about here. But first, we want to talk about the remaining people in the March Madness contest here at the Watchdog. We have 4 lucky contestants left, and I know which guy I'm rooting for. Mr. Jim Alley, I'll be on your side as you have Miami in the Final Four of the Division I National Championship Final Four in Houston. Pretty cool stuff. Wayne Hicksonball has San Diego State. Tom Pruitt with Florida Atlantic. Jim Alley again with Miami. And Joy Adams with UConn. So best of luck to everybody. It's going to be an exciting Saturday as the Final Four tips off 6-something, I think the first game is on Saturday. 6:09 is San Diego State and FAU, followed by UConn and Miami. So go Canes. Pretty happy with my Canes. Again, thanks for everybody who supported us on our Live from Evansville pregame show on not just Saturday, actually, the entire week. We did stuff, live spots with EJ and many different people that you could hear, interviews with assistant coaches, head coaches, ex-players. You got all kind of stuff in the mix there. So, again, thanks to Belmont Savings Bank, Frohnapple and Burkett Insurance, River City, the Highlands, Barry Kessler, Crutchfield, Taylor, and Gordon. I'm sure Mrs. Crutchfield's pretty happy after that weekend, so
yeah.
Good for her. The Dirty Dog, Robinson Auto Group, the Preferred Legacy Trust Company, Main Street Bank, Pari Insurance, the Wheeling Greyhound Kennel Association, the YWCA, a Special Wish Foundation, and the WLU Foundation. And then we have those 3 anonymous donors from nonprofit organizations who all supported our Live from Evansville shows throughout the week. So thanks again to them. Thanks again to EJ. Coach, thanks again to you for helping set that up. And Jarrett and Jub, just great work. I was glad I was able to make it in for the show on Saturday. It was a good time.
Yeah, I'm a little worn out now. I'm honest
sure.
with you. I'm a little worn out. That was a lot. Jub had to do a lot. He did most of the work with the editing and the interviews, the clips, having to put those in the right places during our pregame. I thought that was really professionally done. I got a lot of compliments on our pregame day on Saturday. You know, people said it was really well done. And, again, thanks to EJ. He and I communicated a lot throughout the whole week, and he just kept everybody, like, really organized. And I thought it was professionally done. And thanks to Kayleen. She was such a big help, and she's just awesome. She's all in for anything to help out everybody. She's a team player, and the station got a lot of publicity, and EJ did a great job. And thanks to Howard and Bob for all they did promoting us also. It was a lot of fun. So, and then I thank Seth and his gang too. He had Coach Crutch on earlier. I want to talk a little bit about that interview a little bit later on. That was a couple interesting points that I didn't realize Coach Crutch talked about that. I thought they were really really neat stuff. So it was really a lot of fun. The guests were just awesome. That was really fun. We sat in here and watched the game in our studio on Saturday. We had a couple of beverages, some snacks, and it just was pretty quiet, other than hooting and hollering a little bit for the game. It was a lot of fun. So thanks again to everybody, sincerely, from the Pine Room Podcast. We sincerely thank all our sponsors and all the people that called in and all the coaches that gave up their time to come on interviews and the players, and really, really a lot of fun.
Yes.
Yeah, it was funny. Like on Tuesday, the first game of the Elite Eight, we're like, yeah, if they get to Thursday, it'd be kind of cool, and then somehow if they'd make it to Saturday, and then it end up actually happening. So it was really
and then Nova too.
Yeah, Nova too. So it was the stars definitely aligned. It was a good week, but busy week, and I'm glad we're kind of back to normal now.
Yeah, it was fun though. Lot of emotions on Saturday. If you missed the show, be sure and check it out on our YouTube channel. You got archived. Incredible job by these guys getting the camera up in here. In the studio that we do the radio from, so you can see us in here. If you want to rewatch the show or watch it for the first time, listen to all those great interviews. And if you're looking for the full versions of some of those interviews, we had some of them going almost a half an hour in length, so we couldn't tie the entire show up with those. So watchdognetwork.com, I believe, Jubb, is that correct? Where the full interviews will be?
Yeah, if you go to the podcast section on the watchdognetwork.com, it's right on the top, a couple tabs on the website. You can go there and catch the whole show actually, and the full interview. So
Great.
That'll be both. Our full show will be both on our platform, so you can go to the Pine Room Podcast on YouTube and watch the full show from the stream that was in the studio, or you can go to the Watchdog Network and just listen to the full show and the full interviews on the podcast section of the website.
Wonderful. Plenty to listen to and watch and catch up on if you missed it over the weekend. Again, everybody that tuned in, thanks for the calls. Thanks for the feedback. You can give us feedback right now, 304-214-1600, Frio and Stack Auction Service Hotline. We can also see us on our YouTube channel, as Jubb just mentioned. It's going live right now. So if you want to check us out, you can message us in there. If you want to text, you can put it in the little bots in there monitoring right now. So he'll be taking your calls or your requests.
Yeah, call in. Tell us your thoughts of the game.
Yes.
What the possible turning points were you thought. Obviously, were some real blatant turning points, but anything else you might have who you thought the most valuable player was, who you on both sides, so any thoughts, give us a call. Also, I believe EJ will be joining us for a while on Thursday, probably towards the latter part of our show, and he's going to give us his thoughts and reflections on the entire week and what he thought of the game and both teams moving forward, obviously, but he did just an outstanding job. So he will be joining us probably at some point on Thursday, and I think we got a couple of other guests that are going to be joining us or calling in tomorrow and Thursday. I don't think we've heard from Will yet, have we, Matt?
No, nothing lined up with him yet, but I'll work on that this afternoon.
I gotta say, as fun as this past week was, and I think it was really well done. I think people really enjoyed it. I'm excited to get back to your regularly scheduled programming.
Yes.
I'm excited.
And as Jubb alludes, 12 to 3, Tuesday and Thursday. For those of you who maybe heard us for the first time on Saturday and are unaware, we have shows on Tuesday and Thursday, 12 to 3, and then our regular Monday show, which you're listening to right now, from 2 to 3 p.m. And we got lots of cool things coming up this week. We're going to talk a lot of baseball. Going to back to 2 Lives in a Florida Guy, the PRP Time Machine. We'll hit on world news. There's another train derailment here this morning, so plenty to talk about. Final Four, WrestleMania, all kinds of priorities. Our poor Nailers are struggling to the finish line here. But, Jarrett, what were your thoughts about the game on Saturday? I'm obviously not the outcome you hoped for, but still a pretty cool experience to watch.
Yeah, it really was. Just to see, the West Lib logo on CBS, not even CBS Sports Network, the big CBS.
Literally a channel that every single human being in the world can have access to.
Yeah, and just to see the guys that I know and even on Nova, like Will and Coach Crutch, just to see them on national TV was just so cool. Even though West Lib lost, it was really a cool experience. Something that I probably never would have thought I'd have been a part of
You're right.
or even
Stars
seen.
aligned perfectly.
It's just amazing. I really enjoyed it really was one of the better basketball games I think I've ever watched. I mean, despite the fouls and the nonstop action. I mean, 111 to 101. It's just constant points.
Yeah, Coach, you made the comment when we were watching, like how happy CBS had to be for a D2
goodness.
game. I mean, a lot of time that gets forgotten about as you're getting ready for Elite Eight games that teams are going to the Final Four later in the evening. But man, that had everything.
Yeah, and the guys that were on the call just couldn't say enough about the style of play and
record for scoring.
Yeah, hold on to your seats because if you get up and leave to go to the bathroom or go get something to drink or eat for 1 or 2 minutes, you're going to miss 15 points. it was incredible. But I do agree that the second half slowed down a little bit. There was a lot. There was not much flow to the second half. Just obviously with the calls on West Liberty but I'll go back to Coach Crutchfield's. Seth asked him about the flow, and he said, it's really tough to get a flow going throughout a game when there were 10 media timeouts, and instead of being 1:30, they were 3 minutes. And then on top of the 3 minutes was not twice in each half, I believe they pulled Ben and Crutch over for an interview. So 3 minutes on top of that time for the interview. So you're talking 4.5 minutes for those breaks. Then you throw in your reviews on your flagrant fouls or your intentional fouls. Then checking the time a couple times. That's a lot of breaks.
Absolutely.
That's a lot. That takes a lot from the flow of the game. So I think that
Coach Crutchfield hates media
What-
timeout.
He does.
He's hated him forever. He used to try to circumvent the system by calling it timeout before the ball was inbounded after halftime to get rid of the first media timeout.
And then
they got mad at him for it.
And then he hated getting called to overdo that interview. He said, because he said before, I hope I never have to do that. And they called him over.
Price of success.
You're trying to concentrate on, and I understand, they want to do every bells and whistles they can on a national stage like that. But guys trying to, in a tense part of a game, he's trying to get strategy in his huddle, and he's over talking about a Captain Obvious question. And the girl did a good job. Right. She was very good.
What's amazing about the flow and how long that second half took, I left to go drive up to Pittsburgh at halftime. I left at halftime. I had to stop and get gas. I had to stop at another stop to grab something. And I was in Pittsburgh at a hotel before the game was over.
2 hours and 33 minutes, I think. 2 hours and 35 minutes.
And I'm trying to watch it on my way up, and I'd turn it off during commercial breaks, and I didn't think it'd be that long. And then, boom, it's back up, and there's 20 more points on the board. I'm like, I don't even know what just happened.
Yeah.
And it's not only in the West Lib game. The last 2 minutes or so of every game now is so long.
It drives me
because
nuts.
if the ball goes out of bounds, they're going to the replay either to see who touched it or how much time's left on the clock or if the shot clock's right. It's just drags on.
Much.
It is.
It's too much.
It's just and then with the fouling.
I saw way too much of officials this weekend in that game and the Division I games. Way too much camera time for officials.
What did you guys think of the call in the Creighton?
Tough call.
I don't know.
I think it was a foul. I do, but I think the timing. Obviously, everybody. It sucks that has to be the end of the game.
End of the game,
I don't know. Again, I don't understand what Creighton was doing though with their foul to give with 6 seconds. I didn't understand that at all because now you're just giving San Diego State the last shot before you had a chance. If they made a basket, you were going to have a chance to score. I thought Creighton mishandled that completely, so I don't really feel bad for him, to be honest with you. So.
Yeah, that was a tough call, and you always hate to see that. And I think referees honestly try to stay away from making that call at the end of the game. And I don't think I was obvious enough to call at that point. I don't.
And I don't think it was called earlier in the game.
I think that game was the lowest foul total of all of the games.
And they call one like that.
Yeah.
So that does bother me a little bit because I'm on the side of I think it should be a foul the entire time. So if you're establishing that early, you should call it like that late. But if you didn't call it early, then it's hard to call it late. It makes it even worse.
It's like in hockey when they put the whistles away in the last.
Yeah, right. Or
I never understood that.
No,
a guy can just absolutely pummel a guy and they don't call
murder
anything.
Somebody
in the last 2 minutes of a game and they don't call anything. But anyway, a lot of questionable calls and then a lot of West Liberty lost their composure a couple times.
Yeah,
and,
they did.
West Lib fans can say that they were bad calls, but obviously you can't kick a chair. I mean, the referees can't let that happen. If they do, if they let that go, then every guy that fouls out is going to go kick chairs and throw things. So that was a definite technical. And then there's no doubt the elbow in Will Yoakum's gut, that was premeditated. You almost had to say, you don't know that 100%, but it was looked
pretty obvious.
I mean, if you're going from your arm straight out back to box out, that's fine. But when you draw it forward,
he basically cocked his arm
intent
back
to really lay a blow on a guy. I mean, he could have really injured him pretty
ruptured
bad.
his spleen.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah. So two really tough calls in West Liberty, and you can't. I mean, obviously can't give any team that, but Nova Southeastern, my goodness, was
Jubb's boy Dallas Graziani was outstanding. In the game.
I think he was the X factor. Now, the other guys were really good. I mean, Will was.
Yeah, and Sunahara
really good. But I think Graziani handling the pressure and being able to not get flustered with West Liberty's up-tempo, I think that was a big factor. Plus, he hit a couple big shots.
Yeah, and what was amazing, too, is he never had a foul until, under 2 minutes. He never
guys
made one foul.
And, in a game like that, it's hard to imagine. But, Nova gets home, gets the cover. They obviously the over was an easy bet.
Jeez, and I was wrong on that one, boy. I gave my one observation. I thought offensive rebounding was a big key for Nova. I thought they controlled the offensive boards and had several putback buckets that hurt West Liberty. But I didn't think the game would be up and down that way. I didn't. I don't know what made me think it wouldn't. I mean, it's sort of a dumb call. But anyway, it's behind us now. And
Job, what were your observations of the Nova West Liberty matchup?
Just one for the books, one we can all hang our hats on, and two well-coached teams that really showed why they were there, and
get the cliches out, right?
Get them all out as fast as I can.
Both teams played hard.
Both played hard. Some mistakes were made where they shouldn't have been made, and
a lot of good shots were made.
Yeah, and then like I said earlier, run.
Oh yeah, what was it? What was your little acronym?
Run, shoot, jump.
Run, jump, shoot,
score.
RSJ.
Run, score, jump.
I'll figure it out.
Sorry, folks. We're trying to remember what Jump said on Saturday. Sounds like a
run, jump, shoot, and score. That's what it was.
Yeah,
run, RJ.
No, it was RSJS.
RSJS.
We might have to get that.
That sounds like a droid on Star Wars.
Yeah.
RSJS.
Hey, Flats just texted me, and we were talking about hockey, and he said the old adage in hockey is he'll call an ambulance before he calls a penalty.
Oh yeah,
and that's the truth too. That's exactly what we're alluding to. That things seem to change, and I'm with you, Matt. I don't understand that. If you're calling a foul during the whole game, you got to call it then. And if you're not calling them, you can't call it then.
I think that's the hardest thing for coaches to accept too. If you're going to be consistently like that or to call it tight, then stay that way. You can't just change in the middle of the game. That's very frustrating to the players and the coaches because you've already adjusted in your mind early in the game of how they're going to call things, and then all of a sudden it's totally different in the last few minutes. Not a good look. So.
Yeah, and both these teams have promising futures, obviously. I mean, West Lib only loses Malik, and who else did we say?
Steve, I believe, right?
Steve Kennedy.
Is Christian back? Christian Montague?
I think he's a junior.
He's back.
Maybe, he's got another year.
Yeah, and there's one more guy they're losing, but I think Steve.
Amazing that Bryce has another year.
Yeah.
That's crazy to me.
And then I believe the only guy, Will, is the only guy from
I
Nova.
think at least anybody that played significant time.
I think Sunahara's back, right?
Yeah.
I mean, they're going to be wow. And and like I listened earlier with the transfer portal. Now that they're national champs and West Lib made the finals, they're going to get some other players in there.
But they also may get rated by Division I. So I mean, look at the Dalton Bolin experiment worked out pretty well. So kids are going to be looking to do that. They'll say they accomplished everything they could do. Now it's hard to leave Davie, Florida, and go like somewhere where it's cold.
That's true.
Yeah. But I know Coach Crutchfield, when he talked to us in the summertime, he said that's an issue now. Now his guys are now getting poached by the mid-majors in Division I. So
and he made a good point. He said, "You look at the West Lib guys that are playing all over the place right now in Division I. It's unbelievable." Yeah. So
what did you guys think before we get ready to go to break here? What did you guys think about Bryce Butler? To me, he looked a little off. Great game still statistically, but I felt like his reaction time was a little bit slowed or something. It was weird. I don't know if I had the injury or what it was.
And he started out the first half a little slow, made a couple bad passes. And he didn't get going. I don't even think he touched the ball before the first media timeout. I don't think he took a shot early, and then he did heat up. And then once he got going in the second half, he's really good.
Yeah, I think if he would have started off a little quicker, I think that game might have been a little bit different because I don't think we never even led in the game. I believe West Lib.
I don't think they led at all because we actually talked about who was going to score the first basket, and it took a couple minutes.
Yeah,
it was a little slow to start, a little jittery, but
I will say, and I have really no history on that, or I know just the vague history on his background and nothing against Will Yoakum, but to me he felt like the villain, like he was the like on a superhero movie or something. Like he was with the heroes for a little bit, and then he's against them on the other team. But I don't know. I think he's a good dude.
What was the guy that the Wolverine's brother Creed? Victor Creed. Is that his name?
Sabretooth.
Sabretooth. Yeah, but that was his character. Yeah. That was like that kind of like he leaves one side to go to the other or whatever. Yeah.
Amazing that it's still just crazy that it lined up like that, but really a good week.
Yeah, it was. It was a lot of exposure for the universities and everything, so I expect both of them to probably be back near the Elite Eight next year going forward. So, all right, well, we're going to get ready to take a break here on the Pine Room Podcast on the Watchdog as we unpack the Division II National Championship. We're going to talk a little bit about the Division I after the break and then a few other things going on in sports this weekend. We got plenty to talk about this week, so we got 6 more.
From 3 till 6 at WVMetroNews.com and on this Metro News station.
All right, welcome back into the Pine Room Podcast here on the Watchdog on a Monday afternoon as we recap the Division II National Championship. Nova Southeastern 111, West Liberty 101. Just a good day, good event. We enjoyed being a part of it. So again, thanks to our sponsors: Belmont Savings Bank, Frohnapple and Burkett Insurance, River City, the Highlands, Barry Kessler, Crutchfield, Taylor and Gordon, the Dirty Dog, Robinson Auto Group, the Preferred Legacy Trust Company, Main Street Bank, Paris Insurance, the Wheeling Greyhound Kennel Association, the YWCA, a Special Wish Foundation, and the WLU Foundation. And then those 3 generous anonymous donors of nonprofit organizations around the area. Thanks again to all the sponsors. Couldn't have done it without you. Thanks again to EJ for everything he did and you guys holding it down in the studio all week when I wasn't available for the entire time. So great work, everybody involved. Jub, especially. You make it easy on me, Jub. I appreciate it. Saturday was a lot, and I know it was a lot for you, but you kept us on schedule, kept us on task, And
That's fun.
It was good to have Chris in here, too, tell some old stories, and hopefully people enjoyed. But it's Division I Final Four time now. We're going to talk a little bit about that. I want to get these guys' thoughts about who they think might win it. But I want to wish a happy birthday to my cousin, Emily Pavlik. She is a birthday girl today. Happy birthday, Henrietta, a.k.a. Emily. I don't know how old. If you know how old Emily is, call us, 304-214-1600. Maybe her dad will call in. That's the Free and Stack Auction Service Hotline. Hopefully Emily's having an enjoyable day, and her father's taking her out for a nice expensive piece of meat or something tonight. So.
There we go. Happy birthday, Emily.
Yay.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
Yeah.
Yes. If you have any birthday wishes, call. We'll spread the joy from Slobovia to Mohenjo-Daro. We'll cover everything here. You can listen to us on the stream anywhere podcasts are available. Be sure and check us out. Watchdog on PRP comes out every Thursday. Actually, we haven't done one in a couple of weeks, so that's kind of weird. So we'll be back to the regular schedule for Bettor's Last Stand, soup and stuff, all that stuff be coming out regularly on its normal day now. Last week was a very hectic week for Jubb, especially, and all of us, actually. So at the Pine Room Podcast, social media, contact at thepineroom.podcast.com is our email, and then the online shop, thepineroomshop.com. Jubb will be having some new gear going up. He was telling me about some today. So be sure and check us out. All those platforms, Spotify, Amazon, Apple, YouTube, you name it, we have it right now. We got the live stream going in here. Coach, we found out our buddy, friend of the show, Michael Grove, is been optioned to AAA and didn't quite get that fifth spot in the Dodger rotation, unfortunately.
Yeah, that's disappointing, and I don't know his feelings there. Obviously, probably disappointed, I'm sure. But he knows, and we all know, that he will be back up and be a contributor on that team at some point, hopefully sooner than later. And want to wish Michael the best of luck at Oklahoma City. Great kid. We've had him on. We've been up to the Pine Room. Actually, Michael came up for just a day in the Pine Room to watch football, and we hardly talked baseball at all that day.
The real experience. He got the full full gauntlet.
He
pillar to post.
Yeah, he spent
he stayed the whole day, I think.
Yeah, he had a great time.
And we didn't talk much baseball at all. It was football, and
I think he enjoyed that. Just
I think he did.
I think a lot of people that do that come as an escape. So
so we've had him up for that. We've had him on the show. He's just a great kid, man, and I wish him all the best.
Yeah, and it wasn't anything he didn't do right.
Right.
He got beat up by a top prospect.
He actually had I thought, a really good spring.
So as you say, he'll be back. There's going to be guys going down. There'll be injuries. There'll be guys that just don't have it. There'll be all kinds of stuff.
Yeah, Noah Syndergaard will lose it here soon, and then it'll take his spot.
I can't believe they're willing to take a shot with him still.
He stinks anymore.
Well, I don't know.
Right. Best of luck to Michael.
Yes,
and
absolutely. What do we got on Wheeling Park's baseball schedule this week?
They had a busy week.
They head to Steubenville today. Then they head to, where do they go to? Oh, Parkersburg tomorrow. And then they've got a really special weekend. They go to, I don't know, what's Mountaineers Field called?
Monongalia County Ballpark.
Okay, the beautiful, where the Mountaineers play, obviously. And our buddy Luke Doyle, he's been a member of the Pine Room for a long time. He's going to get his hopefully first start. Now I looked at the weather. The weather doesn't look, even though that's turf, it looks like it's going to be rain on Friday and Saturday. I think it's a pretty crappy day. If you guys could pull that up on the weather, I think it's raining. But anyway, they play Morgantown, who's probably one of the better teams in the state, on Friday, and Luke gets the call. He's getting the ball on Friday.
Pretty
so
cool.
That's great.
It's 2 o'clock, so I'll be heading down that way to cheer on Luke, and hopefully I'm sure he'll have a great outing.
Yeah, the Mountaineer baseball. Speaking of them, they just got ranked. They're 24th in the country right now.
Who did they play this weekend?
Xavier.
Okay,
they beat them 2 out of 3.
Okay, they get beat yesterday.
Yeah, I got beat 8-3 yesterday.
Kid hit a grand slam, and I was listening to it. Kid hit a grand slam, put Xavier up 4-1, and it was a final.
8-3 was a final, I believe.
I think they're very good.
Yeah, they crept into the top 25. They're 24 now. Really, college baseball is really, really heating up right now.
Well, and then all the baseball will be heating up along with softball, and we're gonna, as Matt said, we're gonna delve into that a little more tomorrow and on Thursday, because opening day in the major leagues is Thursday. So we're gonna dive into more local baseball and softball. Probably start talking to some coaches around the valley about outlook for the season, and hopefully Wheeling Park will get their turf field here in the next couple of weeks. start playing on turf.
Speaking of this, real quick, we're talking baseball, and I just saw it on the Yankee. I saw the Yankee logo on the TV here in the studio. Did you guys see that the Yankees announced Anthony Volpe as their starting shortstop?
Yes.
So this kid grew up in New York, was a huge Yankee fan, just like Derek Jeter. Wanted to always play for the Yankees. Grew up a huge fan. Now he's starting shortstop for the Yankees.
Big shoes to fill.
Hey, Jared, I want to ask you, since we're talking about baseball, which sound is your favorite? I'm going to play these. Ready?
Let's go, Bucks. Let's go,
Or out of those two, which one do you want to hear first?
I think the first
Sound
one. Let's go, Bucks.
Yeah,
let's go. Gosh, I feel like I'm there.
That's great. Get you excited.
Yeah, I was looking up all the organ sounds. There's a lot of stuff. You ever see the guys in the booth? That's actually being played by a guy in the booth.
Yeah, a lot of places. Yeah.
What's your favorite?
That's a good feeling.
You like Charge?
Yeah, I'll see if I can find it.
Yeah, baseball definitely heating up, though. I mean, I'm excited.
Yes.
West Lib baseball is actually playing right now against Wesleyan up at the pit.
They won
Wesleyan
won a
can't have
doubleheader yesterday.
Yeah, swept D&E yesterday. They're up 2-0 right now. I don't think
are the Bobcats bottom feeders in the conference as usual.
Yeah, actually they're third, I believe, in the South right now.
But you said they
swept Notre Dame up at Notre Dame, I think, up there in the windy lake parts of Cleveland.
That's not a fun place to play baseball this time of year.
No, I've never played a warm game up in Notre Dame.
You never would.
No,
unless it's in June or July, you're not really going.
I think yesterday might have been, as you said, the warmest opening day that you can ever remember at home opener.
Oh, by far.
I mean, it was almost 60, I think. Yesterday.
Yeah, they'll make up for that here soon.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you would think, but I keep looking at the long range, and it's staying in the 50s. I don't know. But
who knows? Who can explain Mother Nature, right? But we'll talk plenty of baseball. Going to get into the rule changes. Just give you some best bets. I'm anxious to hear what Jarrett likes in some of these divisions. And if you want more gambling talk, Bettor's Last Stand, check it out. Coach I and Chris usually break down stuff from a betting perspective. You can watch that or listen to it on all of our platforms, Spotify, Amazon, YouTube, all that stuff, as we approach MLB opening day on Thursday. Good stuff. All right, so now as we get into the Final Four here, Coach, who's going to win this thing? Obviously, UConn looks like they're the team to beat right now, minus 125 betting favorite. San Diego State plus 380, Miami plus 475, and FAU plus 650.
I think the most incredible thing, it's either going to be FAU or San Diego State in the finals. That's hard to believe. I mean, that's what was the money on those?
Well, I actually have a ticket, and I'm getting really nervous about it as the week goes on. I played Miami and FAU to meet in the championship a few weeks ago. It's like a gigantic payout. So
oh my,
yeah.
Wow.
So and I have it like both ways. I have them both to reach it, and then I have FAU to beat Miami and Miami to beat FAU. So. I really need that first game. I need FAU to somehow win that game and give me a chance to get that ticket.
That's exciting.
Yes.
Now
you're on top of my favorite team. So yeah.
Hey, you had a lot of luck yesterday with everybody pulling for you at the Vets. There must have been 20 of us making a heck of a racket up there.
I didn't hear any Texas fans.
I'm glad Bayer.
That was tough. Brent texted me this morning. Said, put a whooping on our Longhorns in the second half.
I actually bet Miami. When they were down like 13, I bet them live. I was like, I was confident.
What was were they down 18?
I think 14 was the most that I remember. We talked about it may have been 16.
I thought it was more than 14.
It was at least 14. It may have been more, but yeah, it was. But I never really felt they were out of the game. Miami's a team that's very resilient. They don't get flustered, and that's the nice thing about it. Their coach is calm. Honestly, they remind you a lot of like Nova Southeastern, to be honest with you. Very poised and just very calm. What do we got coming in right here? West Liberty guard Bryce Butler has entered the transfer portal. Breaking news. Oh, my goodness.
Seth just sent that to me.
Oh, my.
Thank you, Seth, for that.
All right, thanks, Seth. That's interesting. As we talked about earlier, these guys are getting poached.
Oh, my gosh.
And at some point, and someone asked me that yesterday at the club. I don't remember who that was that asked me. Said, do you think Bryce Butler will transfer? And I said, no.
Well, you asked what his master's was.
Oh, yeah, we did. We talked about what his specialization was, his major, and what he was going to go into. But Oh boy.
What do you think his? You think his sights are D1? Obviously.
I mean, I don't see why not.
Yeah,
what, Nova.
Nova. Or what else would he do?
Can you imagine the bad blood if the teams meet again? Oh my!
Oh boy!
boy!
That's unfortunate. I mean,
that's
do you
like
know what his master? I mean, he was a sport
management.
He's a sport management guy and sport management, and I think another business major. So I mean, Wes Lib's got a great master's program, MBA. So I don't know. That's unfortunate.
That's a punch to the stomach.
Boy, I'll say that.
Geez,
if you're Coach Howard, I almost want to send him a condolences.
I'm glad I was sitting down. That really does. That stings right there.
I thought he would be the kind of kid that would say that's going to be more motivation for next year. We lose in the title game.
Very interesting. Very interesting.
I guess he probably has his sights set on Division I. I'm sure.
Yeah, I mean the Dalton Bowling Trek. It now shows people that it's possible.
Yeah,
so it does, and this is just. I mean, look at this Final Four. I mean, it's a perfect example. This transfer portal has impacted and the NIL stuff. It's transformed this basketball. And basketball obviously is the high profile basketball and football, but it's transformed all these sports.
Oh my Lord, yes.
It's just you don't play immediately or things aren't right. You're out the door and you're somewhere that wants you and they're giving you something. And it's crazy. Even the women now, you're seeing a lot more upsets in the women's tournament than you ever have before. I mean, nobody's going to beat South Carolina, but you're seeing some upsets on the second tier of the teams. It's because these girls are getting recruited and getting poached. Like Miami, the two twin girls they got, the Cavender twins, they come from Fresno State, and they're millionaires now. They go to Miami, and they're millionaires.
I wonder if these guys, especially guys like Bryce that are really impact players, I wonder if they give any indication to, wonder if Ben had any indication at all that he may be. Now, obviously, in the back of Ben's mind, he's always, keeping his fingers crossed that these guys stay and they do everything they can. But I wonder if he ever got any inkling that Bryce was going to leave.
Don't be surprised if he doesn't end up at Charleston.
Yeah, I mean,
that could be a new pipipeline coming in down there.
So yeah, Charleston just wait for West Liberty players.
Guys who basically use them as a farm system. And then just take them.
Yeah.
I mean, I wouldn't be surprised. I mean, it's hard. It's pretty. It's not hard. It's very easy to recruit somebody to that area. It's a beautiful area. So it's like recruiting to Coastal Carolina or Miami. These campuses are beautiful. I mean, they're the kind of place that if you're a young kid, that you want to spend your time there in the beautiful weather, city, lots of women around. I mean, it's a good setup. So, man, this is quite interesting.
Great timing there on the news.
Yeah, thank you, Seth. And then I just got this update on a totally different scale, but more
bad news.
Bad news,
oh,
yeah.
No.
Active shooter in a Covenant school in Nashville, Tennessee. At least 3 children have been killed.
Oh, jeez.
With the 4th one being the shooter.
Oh, I see that.
And many others injured. So
28-year-old female. Oh.
Was the shooter a female?
That's what it says. National shooter identified as 28-year-old female. Yes.
So it's
goodness.
The world is a mess.
My goodness.
The transfer portal's nothing compared to this.
No, it is not. And there was another train accident today in South Dakota, I believe. Just chaos everywhere. But the Pine Podcast does not have chaos, so we'll be the calming influence. We'll talk about all this stuff, but
our thoughts truly go out to what's happening in Nashville, Tennessee.
Jeez, yeah.
It's just awful that this keeps happening, and I don't know what we're going to do about it, and no idea. I don't think anybody knows what to do about it.
I mean, with all this heightened stuff on mental health now, too, it's something's not working. That's not working. The opioid crisis is not working. They're not solving these problems, and I'm not putting it all on lawmakers, but these are the people we're electing to try to sort this stuff out because we can't. So
and I don't know who can. I don't know if anybody has the knowledge the answers.
No, there's too much bad in the world. It's just people have lost touch with God. They don't care anymore. We're going to get preachy on here, but it's like no one wants to do just the right thing.
No,
it's very hard to find, and it makes it actually stick out when people do it.
So our thoughts are with them, and hopefully the 4th student that's in bad shape makes it and recovers.
Hey, let's switch to a little lighter note here. I'm just another thing that just happened in baseball and spring training. Anybody listening has to go watch this clip. JT Realmuto for the Phillies is getting a new ball from the umpire, and while he's reaching back to get the ball, while the umpire's putting it in his glove, he put his glove forward so the umpire would miss, and the umpire immediately ejected him.
Why would he put it? Because he thinks he missed a call?
No, probably just messing with him. I don't know.
That's good. That's good.
Turns around and immediately pitches him. So
That's unbelievable. Jeez,
more umpire show.
I mean, again, the guys like that don't have the temperament. They shouldn't be umpires. I'm sorry. That's just inexcusable to behave like that.
Turn right around and pitched him.
Wow.
If I was Realmuto, it'd been hard not to turn around and do something worse.
Yeah, I
to
think
him.
he was a little. He was upset.
And no one's there
but-
to watch you umpire.
Get
Get over yourself.
A lot of breaking news here on the Pine Room.
Yeah,
Oh,
So,
man. All right, so who's the picks here for the Final Four?
That's
Where are we
where we
going?
were.
Canes?
Oh, man, Matt.
Yes, I'm
gonna-
going
I don't know.
Canes,
It's going
Matt.
to be tough to beat
I'm going to root for your Canes, but I don't know.
gonna be
UConn
tough.
is just, wow. I think this might be their year. And then I'm taking FAU in the second game.
Yeah, I like
Oh,
it.
no, that'd be the first game.
First
game, FAU. I'm taking FAU to probably play UConn in the finals. And what time are those on Saturday, Matt? 6:30 and
6:09
and then
and then 8:49, which I'm mad I got
8:09.
the late game. It messes me up. I'd rather play it early.
Yeah.
game.
Oh, you'll be a wreck.
Nah, I know. I won't be able to sleep afterwards.
Are you gonna
win or lose?
Are you going to watch it at the club in a good luck
I'll
seat
be-
again?
No way.
I mean,
Not on a Saturday night. There's no chance in the world. I'll have somebody coming up to me trying to show me something that they shot or killed or on their phone, like a whatever. Who knows what? People don't really have any sense sometimes, and like you're trying to watch a game and they'll come up. Oh, yeah, look at this. This happened to me the other day. Like. Do you not understand? Like, I'm sitting here screaming and yelling. I got a Miami shirt on. Maybe you can leave me alone for a few minutes. Or maybe wait till a
This is a
commercial.
little important.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's too funny. So you're going to be home
Most likely.
watching it? Okay, well.
Solitude.
All right, I'm
Yes.
gonna. So that's
Underrated.
gonna be my two, but I haven't hit very well.
Yes, let's
I haven't
go.
done very. I did do well yesterday in the games. I did take Miami, and I liked that first game under the total, and that was a pretty easy cigar smoker.
You were
in
going to
the
have a
second
battle
half.
for a while, and then it went pretty cold in the second
Yeah,
half.
but then it looked like there was a chance of
OT,
overtime,
yeah.
and
Well, if you know, that referee saved you.
oh
Maybe.
yeah. But I got slaughtered in golf yesterday.
Yeah, Scotty Scheffler.
Rory and
terrible.
Scotty in semifinals just tanked it.
Yeah, and then Cam Young gets smoked in the final.
Smoked in the finals. But I did enjoy the match play. But now it's 2 weeks till the Masters
Yeah,
now, Matt.
2
And
weeks
boy,
till the
that's going to be
Masters.
all the live guys will be in, so that's going to create a lot more
good
attention.
Might be intense. There might be some drama there too. Out on the driving range in the mornings. Yeah,
Is
like
that
Patrick
something-
Reed and Rory going at it.
Is that is that something you'd like to go to one time, the Masters?
Honestly, no. I don't know what it is about it. I don't know. I feel like people will be just very annoying to me. Jubb's got a call, I think so. But I don't know. I'm not much into going to these big crowd events. I'd much rather go to the British Open, to be honest with you. That'd be the one. Maybe the U.S. Open. Masters.
Oh, you like to go to the Ryder Cup though, too.
Yeah, I would like that because of the intensity of that.
Yeah, that would be fun.
Yeah, the Masters. The Masters. I like it obviously, but playing the same course, and I feel like the course is very easy for these guys now. I mean, they lengthened it and it's still easy. So I like the ones where there's a little more challenge there. But I'm sure it'd be cool to go down and just experience
Would
it.
be beautiful, that's for sure.
It's neat. It's neat how
You
they
like
set
sitting in
course
the
up.
comfort of your home with your restroom right there and the cold beverages.
No,
and-
and I get to hear Jim Nance.
Oh yeah, you
God.
like
gag
Jim
me
Nance.
there.
Yeah, you like
He's
Jim
horrible.
Nance.
Mute him as much as
You
can.
thought when he was on your game, you guys were done.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah.
He just sucks the life out of the building. He's so boring. But, I don't know, but you won't have boredom here in the Pine Room
Sucks
podcast.
the life out of the building.
He does. He does. So we're pulling.
People are sleeping.
We're pulling for our people here. Actually, I'm pulling for Jim Alley. He has Miami. Again, these are the remaining 4 contestants in the March Madness contest winning that big screen TV here from the Watchdog. I don't know where the TV is right now. The Watchdog mascot might be out buying it right now. We got Wayne Hickson-Ball has San Diego State. Tom Pruitt with FAU. Jim Alley with Miami. And Joy Adams with UConn. So best of luck to everybody. And thanks to everybody that participated in that and called our show and all the other shows. And that was fun. That was a fun thing. We had a few people into the second round. Job, what do we got shaking back there?
I just we had one of the callers that was in the March Madness contest. She was on a cruise and she didn't know where she was. Unfortunately, she was on St. Mary's, so they were one.
She didn't know where she was on the cruise, or she didn't know where she was.
No, on the bracket.
Oh, on the bracket.
Yeah.
I wonder why she was calling you to find out where she was. Hey, where am I?
Yeah, but sorry to Becky.
Atlantic.
We'll run it
am I
next
on the
year.
Danube or am I in the Caribbean? Yeah, like, she didn't know.
I was supposed to be going to Alaska. Why isn't it cold?
Yeah, hunting moose in Alaska. Boom. All right, who wins this XFL matchup tonight? Does anybody care? The Defenders. Now, this is weird, though. Coach, when we did Better's Last Stand last week, we talked about Houston was a 2-point favorite in that game. Now DC -3 tonight. A huge 5-point swing there. As,
wonder what affected that.
I don't know. I don't know. Just heavy money on DC. DC has been good. These are the two best teams. So this should be a good game tonight. It's a total of 42.
42. Played it over.
I think it might have some points. I think both these offenses are pretty good. So
I don't think I'll make that one, though, after the last couple days.
Nah, not really
What's
great.
kickoff there? About 8 o'clock?
I think 7 on ESPN, too. Yeah, and then you got 2 women's games tonight, South Carolina and Maryland, and Virginia Tech, Ohio State. That'll be a good game. I like Virginia Tech in that one, and I just don't think Maryland's going to be able to hang with South Carolina at all. Did you bet either one of those?
Griff gave me the over in that the game, the South Carolina game, and then he played the under in the Virginia Tech Ohio State game.
All right, Griff's hot right now. He had his girl
Clark
come through for him.
He beat me up last night, man. I was getting in business that Louisville was going to beat Iowa, and he thought I was not. I was just giving him the business. I said, Caitlin Clark's going to have 8 points, 3 rebounds, and 2 assists. And then she ended up with, 41?
Yeah.
A
triple-double.
Triple-double with 41 points. She is amazing. She is absolutely amazing. I mean, she's really good.
And then we got WrestleMania coming up on the weekend. We might even give some picks out for that. I'll have Job dive into that. He can do a deep dive as the WrestleMania is now the 2-day event. They're keeping that going since COVID.
In the words of Jim Ross. We're getting close.
Well, hey, if you look, we got a Hell in a Cell match between Edge and Finn Balor. Hell in a Cell, that's going to be good. So we'll talk more about that. I know our buddy from Slobovia is a big wrestling fan, regular caller, Dan. So
I see Rey Mysterio's on here.
He was my favorite.
He was my favorite wrestler.
Dominic Mysterio.
Yeah, he was my favorite.
Yeah,
John Cena's back.
Well, real quick, going back to Dan from Slobovia, I wanted you, if you don't know the lore of the Pine Room Podcast callers, Dan from Slobovia, he's actually founded his own nation in the river, in the Ohio River on a small island. He informed me during the show yesterday because he couldn't call in. He said that Carol Baskins had sent the rain, so he was flooded out of his island, and he was in a bunker up in Willow Springs. So he's on the run right now.
He had to get to the high terrain.
Yeah.
The low-lying areas are getting a little bit deep right now.
Oh, that's interesting. Well, Dan, take care, and we'll hope to hear from you tomorrow or Thursday to give us an update on how things are.
Yeah, we got to probably check in with Roy C. hopefully soon too.
I wonder how.
Junebug's probably upset right now about Bryce Butler. She's got to be a mess. She probably called off today.
That's what I was gonna say.
McDonald's might be in trouble down there.
Yeah, Roy C. and Junebug are huge West Liberty fans now. So.
And I think she was just a massive fan of Bryce Butler. So what's that mean?
Yeah. Oh boy, not good.
McDonald, they're gonna have to
maybe
take a day
he's
off.
transferring to Fairmont. He's gonna be close or somewhere. No, I guess it's really not that close to Parkersburg, but there's nothing really down that way until you get to Charleston. Now they don't have Ohio Valley anymore. So, I don't know. I think Bryce has his sights set a little higher than that.
I would think. I don't know if Junebug will still follow him, or she may be mad because he's leaving.
About this.
Bryce is transferred to Urbana.
Oh my!
Yeah, that
West Virginia Tech.
Yeah.
Urbana. They walked into class and said, "Excuse us, not class is canceled. The school is
canceled.
You have about an hour to get out of your dorm."
All your stuff, man. Man, that was one of the worst campuses I've ever been to. Played at. That was a bad.
Pretty
that was a bad experience there.
They play on a high school football field. Is where they played football. It was like in the middle of a cornfield. It was.
Their baseball team was bad.
They were bad.
Really
they were very bad. I never lost a game to them, which is amazing. That's saying something.
That is amazing.
That's saying something.
Yeah, them and Wesleyan get together.
Yeah,
it's a great series.
Yeah. A lot of runs,
lots
scored.
of pitchers. Yeah, the games take 6 hours probably a piece.
Wesleyan up 4-2 in the top of the third here in Game 1 up on the hilltop. So
3-2, 2 outs. Here we go. The payoff pitch. Ball 4 high. They always like walking in a run. I love that.
Oh, they just walked in a run?
Yeah, walked in a run. That's one of my favorite things I ever experienced as a player.
Well, especially when it's freezing cold outside and you're like, you just want to get to the dugout and get some hand warmers or something.
Oh, boy. Oh, yeah. So, well, again, it was a great, great week. We thank everybody. We're about ready to wrap up the show here. Thanks to Job Behind the Glass, Jared on the mic here, and anybody that's following us, we really, really do appreciate. Want to try to get a lot more interaction on the show, especially Tuesday and Thursdays. So give us a call, and Matt, send it away for us.
Yeah, it's good to be back. We got a good week for you, so we'll be back to the regular format of the show starting tomorrow, so be ready for that. We got noon to 3, Tuesday and Thursday, so lots of exciting stuff to talk about. Fun stuff. We'll keep it fun. We'll also be informative and talk about real-world things. This is the Pioneering Podcast on the Watchdog, and again, thanks to our sponsors who provided just incredible, donations to support EJ's trip out to Evansville. So thanks again to everybody for making that possible, and Kayleen and Howard and Rocky and everybody here, Lola, who helped us, Bob Slider. Really, really cool day for everybody here at the station and in Wheeling. Didn't turn out great for West Liberty, but that's the way it goes sometimes, and best of luck to all the guys on West Lib and the guys in Nova. Congrats to our friends at Nova, Coach Crutchfield, Coach Fee, and those guys. That'll do it for us today. We will be back tomorrow, noon to 3, on the Pioneering Podcast on the Watchdog. Have a great Monday.
The Watchdog is FM 98.1, AM 1600, WKKX Wheeling.
From ABC News, I'm Daria Albinger. It didn't have to happen. That from President Biden in the wake of another school shooting.
We have to do more to stop gun violence. It's ripping our communities apart, ripping the soul of this nation, ripping at the very soul of the nation.
Mr. Biden repeating his call on Congress to pass a ban on assault weapons. This time the shooting was at a private Christian school in Nashville.
It's a repeated story. Again, parents who drop their children off at school are getting the notification an active shooter opened fire and their children were killed. This time at Covenant School, a private K-6 school at a Presbyterian church in Nashville. Don Aaron with Nashville Police.
When the officers got to the second level, they saw a shooter, a female, who was firing. The officers engaged her. She was fatally shot.
Police now believe the shooter was a 28-year-old woman. Alex Stone, ABC News.
The White House